Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Taib at HouseOfKicks.com, and today we're going to talk about identifying the fake Jordan 5 Top 3. Now, the shoe came out on June the 20th, that's on Saturday, and it sold out online instantly. But as you all know, a lot of places are opening up, and in my region, some places open up and they still had like a couple of sizes left. You may want to check all your local malls because some places had the Flint 13 on Saturday and Sunday, and on Monday they sold out. So be sure to check out your places. Now, when I do this comparison, I'm always making sure I tell people, look, this is not an exhaustive list in the sense that you want to do your own homework. I'm just trying to point out things that I've seen. So this is not exhaustive. Just use this as a way to try to help you make your buying decision. And by the way, in this show, on the shoe that I'm using, they're both size 8.5. So depending on what size you get, this may not typically help you. It may or it may not, but be careful and just do your own homework. Now, as far as like flaws that have to do with like distance and gap and all that, sizing is always a critical aspect of it. But when it comes to like cosmetic flaws, it doesn't matter what the size is. It's the same. The cosmetic flaws, like on like some things are always going to be the same. Okay, so let's get into it. Now again, this is not exhaustive. Just understand that I'm just trying to help. And before I get into it, I want to show you a couple of things here. I have some stuff on sale on my website. I'm going to show you exactly what they are. I got this Jordan 10 Woodland Camel in size 8. This is going to be on the website for $159. I'll provide you with a link in the description. So if you want to get this now, this is brand new, never been worn, and it's size 8. It's going to be on my website. I also have these NMDs, perfect for the summer. I got two sizes left in these, 8.5 and 9.5. It's going to be on the website for $69 or $79.99. So be sure to check that out. Okay. I also got these Antetokounmpo Nike Zoom Freak. I got these in the size 10. That's my last pair left. And this going to be on the website for $89.99. So I'll provide you with a link in the description. I also have, lastly, these Vans. This is probably one of the best Vans I've seen in a long time. The Van old school. This is going to be on the website as well. It's a size, I got a size 12 and a size 13 left. So if you want this, I'll provide you with a link. Okay, this is going to be on the website for either $39.99 or $49.99. So be sure to check that out. All right. Okay, now let's get into the show. So I have some pictures for you here that we're going to go through all these pictures. And what did I do with the pictures? Let me pause for a second. Okay, let's start off with this here, the positioning of the 23. Now, if you look, the left pair is obviously the authentic. The 23, the gap between the bottom of the 23 and the edge of the midsole is wider on the fake one. You can see that, right? I put the lines over here. You can focus on that. And if you see the distance again between the edge of the overlay and the two, again, on the authentic pair is much wider, on the fake pair is smaller. Again, this gap here between the top of the edge here and the 23 on the authentic is wider, on the fake one is smaller. You can zero in on this and then look at it. Just look at the position of the 23. It's just off. And also, I wanted to mention the back of the shoe itself. This is like kind of just inclined and there's a little curve here. You don't see that on the fake one. Okay. Now let's go on to the next picture. Now, if you look at the netting, they always mess this up. Like the holes on the authentic pair are like thinner but wider. Okay, they are thinner holes but they are wider. Again, these are both size 8.5, so they should have technically the same features. And if you look at the spacing between the holes here, right? It's wider on the authentic, but the spacing between the holes here is smaller on the fake one. I'll show you number one here. You can see the spacing and the size of the holes themselves. Like they are thinner on the authentic but wider. On the fake one, they are like bigger holes but like shorter in width. The next thing we're gonna look at is the bottom here. They always mess this up too. Like if you see the spacing between the screen of this air chamber and the edge of the midsole, it's like wider on the authentic pair. Okay? And on the fake pair, you can see there's barely anything here. Like you see how it's too close to the edge. It's almost, sometimes they even make it to the point where it's like adjacent to the edge. But in this case, at least they have a little bit of space. But again, the spacing is just not as wide as it's supposed to be. Again, these two shoes are technically size 8.5. They should have the same features. And again, you can see the width of this air chamber. It's wider on the authentic, shorter on the fake ones. Let's go to the next thing. we're gonna look at the back. The back is always something that they always mess up. Like if you look here, right, the midsole, it opens upward. You see this? It goes like this. On the fake one, it opens downward, like it's like the tip of a parabola here. You see, it opens like this. It opens up downward on the fake one. On the authentic, it opens upward, like it goes like this. All right, you can see that. And even this area here, you can see it. The area doesn't look the same. You can see it. I don't have any words to describe that, but you can kind of catch what's going on here as well. But the main thing to take away here is this, like opens upward on the authentic, but opens downward on the fake one. Next thing we're going to look at, again, we're going to look at this area here. See this indentation here? Like on the authentic, it's more 3D. Like you can see like there's another denivellation there. You can see there's like a space between the space, and it's like 3D. On the fake one, the 3D effect is not really seen. You're going to see another picture, you're going to see it better. Okay, again, the hole is a little smaller here. You can see there's just major differences there. And need I mention even like this cement print here, the speckles, right? It's just different. And the poor craftsmanship, like you can see there's like a little paint here, it's just poorly done. Let's look at the next thing. We're going to look at the back again, like the spacing between the air text and the midsole on the authentic is smaller. On the fake one is, again, the spacing here, you can see bigger space. And the Nike, the top of the Nike is adjacent to this threads on the authentic, but on the fake one you can see there's a space here. There's a space between the Nike and those threads. This is the fake one. Again, these are both size 8.5, should look the same way. Next thing you want to look at is the, again, this is the bottom, like the bottom portion that I wanted to mention. Again, look at the holes here. You see these holes are a little bit awkward. Like there's just something there that you can tell. Alright, I'm not going to focus on that too much, but you can go back on my website and look at it closer. And next, look at this again. This is what I showed you earlier. It opens upward on the authentic and downward on the fake one. Let's look. Is there anything else that I want to mention? See, I mentioned this already. This is pretty much it, guys. Now, the problem is this. With this, I didn't have like a picture of the box, so I couldn't show you anything. But what I would suggest you do is, when you go on my website, I'll provide you with a link. Go on my website, and then, oh, actually, I forgot to mention this. This is an important piece. Let me do that. I gotta mention this. Let me do that. Oh, this is important. I don't know why I forgot it. That's just actually crazy that I forgot that. Let me open this up. Again, look at the back here. You see, first of all, the material is not the same, and the bottom of it, like this is like flat, totally flat on the fake one. You can see there's like a lot of curving here, and even the depth of this hole here, this cut. See the depth of the cut? I put number 2 here. The arrow is showing you like this is kind of wide, but here it's like narrower and it's deeper. You can see the depth there. It's just totally different. And again, the back, the tab area is just totally different. So these are the things that I wanted to mention. But what I was talking about earlier is you want to go and then look at, just check this out on my website, okay? Additional ways to authenticate your own sneakers. I want you to focus on the QR code and the RFID. Now, I've showed you this. I've showed it in most of my videos. Nike has now put like behind the label of any shoe that comes out from Nike, especially like all the retros now. There's like this little antenna. There's like a metal little piece here. So in it is stored all the information of the sneaker. So that connects with the RFID reader because it's an antenna. That's like, the antenna is like animated. It becomes active when it connects with the RFID reader, and it tells you exactly where your shoe's coming from and all that kind of stuff. So you want to rip your label and look behind it to see you have that. Now they can put a fake metal piece there, but it's not going to have anything on it because this is almost like your DNA. It is particular to that shoe and is unique to that sneaker. So be sure to check that out, okay? Go on my website and look at it. Now, that's all I wanted to say for today. So if you have any questions, be sure to send me an email or just text me. But make sure you check those sneakers out that I showed you. The sale is not going to be there for too long. I'm going to give you a link in the description. So be sure to check that out. All right. Thanks again for watching. This is Time for Master Kicks, and stay tuned for more stuff. Thank you.